And welcome to the February 8th regularly scheduled meeting of the Glendale Commission on the Status of Women. Ms. Baboumian, can we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Danielian? Here. Commissioner Garsavanian?
Here.
Commissioner Peck?
Here.
Commissioner Pillsbury?
Here.
Commissioner Tashjan?
Here.
Commissioner Walker? Chair Devine?
Here. Next item, please.
Before we move on, I'd like to note that Commissioner Walker informed us that she wouldn't be able to make it to this meeting.
Thank you.
At 1A is the report regarding the posting of the agenda. The agenda for the February 8, 2010 meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside of City Hall on or before February 5th, 2010.
Next item.
At 2, we have introductions and presentations, and at A is the introduction of our new student ex officio commissioners, Marie Danielian and Sophia Peck. And we went through a nice competitive process, and these are the two shining students that we ended up with.
Great. And let's, can we hear from each one of them, please? Ms. Danielian, do you want to begin tonight? Introduce yourself to us and to those that are watching.
Okay. My name is Marie Danielian. I go to Glendale Community College. I was involved with Armenian National Committee of Glendale. This past summer, I was an intern there, and I just hope to continue my work with the community and just develop a strong community service.
Great. Thank you. And Commissioner Peck?
My name is Sophia. I go to Glendale High. I'm a senior, and I'm in Key Club and JSA, and I work with children in a program called Awana, and I also work at the Glendale Adventist Center.
As a volunteer?
Yes.
And how do you volunteer?
I assist nurses in the oncology department.
Wonderful. Well, this is the Commission's focus on volunteerism this year, so we're very pleased to know that our ex officios are volunteering in our community, and that's fabulous. And we have another new addition to our Commission tonight, Ms. Baboumian.
Yes, I am happy to say that Commissioner Tashjan is here and present at our February meeting.
Finally.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Certainly. I came to Glendale in 1986 from Rhode Island. I was raised there, went to school there, decided to move out because of the weather, of all things. I'm married. My wife's name is Christine. I have 2 children, Danica and Sevan. I practice law in Glendale, mostly family law and criminal law. I'd like to, first of all, say that I'm honored to be on this commission. I understand this commission is made up of educators, community and social activists, administrators, a Harvard graduate. So that's very important that I serve this commission and serve this community as well as all of you have in the past and in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. Next item, please.
At B, in keeping with our Year of the Volunteer, we have Glendale Adventist Medical Center to talk to us about their volunteer programs, and Adita Madatian, who is the Volunteer Program Assistant, is here today. Welcome, Adita.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adita Madatian, and I am the Program Assistant at the Volunteer Department at Glendale Adventist Medical Center. We do all we can to make sure Glendale Adventist Medical Center, also known as GAMC, is a pleasant environment for our patients and their families. We try to accomplish this by following with our mission statement, which is to share God's love with our community by promoting healing and wellness for the whole person. We feel strongly that our volunteers should provide a greatly needed service for our hospital and community, as well as experiencing the satisfaction of personal achievement as an individual for their community. Along with highly qualified staff, we welcome our volunteers who are responsible, caring, and giving. We ask that our volunteers contribute at least a few hours a week with respect and positive interactions with the people of all cultures and backgrounds. There are many areas throughout our hospital in which a volunteer can make a difference and contribute their time. Our volunteers have the option of choosing from various departments, which include areas which have direct contact with patients and also areas with non-patient involvement. Volunteering at GIMC provides several advantages, including building new friendships, the opportunity to keep you both mentally and physically active, has a flexible schedule, and we also have complimentary meals, uniforms, parking, and training. At GIMC, we have come up with 5 valuable reasons why one should choose to volunteer at our medical center. Number 1 is personal achievement. We can offer volunteers roles that will keep you alert, active, and this can give them the satisfaction of knowing that they're helping themselves achieve better health while they're also helping others who are in need. Our number 2 is involvement after retirement. Volunteering promotes healthier and happier outlooks among older adults. These volunteers are more likely to feel optimistic and productive because of their volunteering accomplishments. Number 3 is advantage. Research has shown that active adults with positive outlooks may be healthier in general. Volunteers over the age of 50 who have a positive outlook in life have an average of 7.5 years of longer years of life because they're more positive. Number 4 is joy. Volunteering brings you joy and gladness in your life and an excellent way to get out in your community and do something good. Number 5 is reward. Volunteering is a great way to meet new people and make new friends. It is truly a wonderful feeling to see everybody every day and have them smile at you and smile back and receive words of gratitude. We welcome people of all backgrounds to apply at Glendale Adventist Volunteer Department as a volunteer. Our volunteering program consists of 2 specific components. One is the adult volunteers 18 and over, and our second is the teen program, which are for high school students grade 9 to 12. Orientations are held monthly for the adult volunteers, and for the teen program, it's held twice a year, once at the beginning of the school year in September, and again at the end in June. And that's for the summer program. But an example for the adult program could be a wayfinder, and we take pride in having our hospital being recognized for good customer service. And wayfinding is one of the best ways, because when patients and their families come in and they don't know where to go, we actually walk them to where they're supposed to go. Instead of saying left, right, left, we would walk them. And it's a huge campus, so it could get really confusing. Anyone who is interested can contact us at 818-409-8057 or at volunteers@ah.org. And I have left you some information about our department, our hospital, and how one can apply. And thank you for your time.
Okay, I'll ask the commissioners if they have any questions for Adita.
Sure.
Commissioner Pillsbury?
Could you give several examples of the specific kind of work volunteers do, both for the kids and for the adults?
Sure. The teen program is a little different than the adult because of the times. The teens are only allowed to come at the weekdays from 4 to 6. So it would be, most of the teens work in nursing units or a children's center. The children's center is very popular with the teens. For the adults, like I said, the wayfinder is the most needed, or there's also nursing units, the ER, there's office clerical work, there's nutritional services, there's many different neurology, that unit, radiology, rehab. We also have physical therapy programs outside of our campus, and we allow people to go there as well. If they want it, we try to make it happen.
And what do they actually do? Like, you're with the neurology unit or you're with the pediatrics?
Okay. Let's say, for example, the children's center. They would go and whatever that's needed. They can't actually do things that paid employee, somebody with a license, they obviously can't do that, or in the pharmacy. They do a lot of their for example, clerical stuff, or let's say patient charts for the nursing units. They could look at the charts and organize it, and it really does help the nursing flow.
I think this is a good opportunity to ask Commissioner Peck, what is it that you do in oncology?
I I get to bring food to the patients. I get to take the patients' phone calls, and I do a lot of the paper filing work. Since I'm under 18, I can't do much more than that. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So there are a lot of different opportunities for volunteering at the. Tell me this: it's a Positive Image Center. Are there volunteers there as well that work with the patients? Is it,
There are,
It
yes.
may not be Positive Image. I may have the name wrong, but
I'm not exactly sure what you're.
it's where the patients go for it's the cancer oncology department where the patients go for wigs and hats and.
Okay, we do have that department. I'm not exactly sure what they do because every department, I can't really say what everyone does because it depends solely on the department and what they want the volunteer to do. But we do have volunteers who meet with patients. Let's say we do have like a end-of-life program, which we don't want any patient to die alone. So we could have somebody go to the bedside and be with that patient to read to them, to help them, talk to them, just so they won't feel lonely.
Any other questions?
I have a quick question.
Question?
Thank you. Can you tell me something about the volunteer work that you have for students, specifically those from, let's say, 9th to 12th grades?
Okay, something more specific.
Because I understand that, at least for my daughter, that she needs to volunteer, and a lot of schools require up to maybe 80 hours of community service volunteering work, and I think a hospital is a very appropriate place. So perhaps you could elaborate a bit on that.
Okay. For our summer program, we tell the teens to at least come for 50 hours throughout the summer because they actually have school off, or if they have summer school, they could work that around since it's such a shorter summer school. But most of them, just the children's center is very popular, or the rehab center is also popular.
Can you elaborate on the Children's Center? It's popular, and what exactly do the volunteers do there?
I think mostly they like it because it's such a positive environment. The children, it's such a happy place, and they do crafts, paper crafts, and painting. And there's a playground. They go and play with the children outside. For Halloween, for example, we had all the children dress up in outfits, and they took them around the entire campus to different departments and showed the children. Yeah.
Very good.
One example.
Thank you.
Very good. And I'm always interested in, you mentioned that the commitment is you said a few hours a week. How many hours? Is it 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week?
2, yeah. We tell the teens to volunteer 2 to start off with, or the adults 4 to start off with, just so we won't have them be overwhelmed and just have a bad experience. We start off at the minimum of 2 for teens and 4 for adults, and usually they want more. So it's good. We leave them kind of wanting more because it's such a positive experience.
I'm just going to speak personally because you said one of the reasons that people should volunteer is, especially if we're retired, that it can bring great joy. And I volunteer at a hospital. I actually volunteer at the City of Hope, and I can only say that, and I've been doing it for 10 years, and it brings nothing but joy, just knowing that you can bring a smile to a patient's face, and it's a wonderful experience. So I just kind of tell everyone, if you're laying around the house and you don't know what to do with yourself, that's a perfect way to spend 4 hours during the week. It's to volunteer at a hospital.
That's just one day. We have volunteers who come in Monday through Thursday. Fridays we close earlier for the offices, so they might not come Fridays, but usually they want to come every day.
Yeah.
And I've also been volunteering since I was 14 years old till now. So I love it. This is the perfect place for me to be at the volunteer department. So, and I'm continuing.
I can tell you're going to do a great job.
I hope so.
Any other comments from the commissioners? Thank you, Adita, very much. And let's give the number again in case someone out there wants to volunteer at Glendale Adventist Medical Center.
Yes, the phone number is 818-409-8057, or by email at volunteersah.org.
Fabulous. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for coming. Okay. Next, Ms. Babumian.
At 2C on the agenda, we did have Planned Parenthood to come talk about women's health, but I received a note earlier this morning that they were unable to come. So Camille Levy graciously offered to come and talk to us about Lose a Ton in 10.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And this is appropriate on two levels. One, on the level of volunteerism, and two, on the level of women's health. And we're all in red today because of Go Red for Women and Health Awareness, Healthy Heart Awareness Month. So, Camille, would you tell us what you're going to...
I will do that. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Camille Levy. I'm the Executive Director of Glendale Healthy Kids. Our mission is to provide all children with access to health care and health education. Our vision is a community in which every child has optimal health. And we all know that if we want our kids to be healthy, we need to be really positive role models. We're partnering this year, the second year of a project, and expanding a project called Lose a Ton in 10. We're partnering with All About You Wellness Boot Camp and Glendale Adventist Medical Center. It's another opportunity for people. I know Chair Devine mentioned if you're retired, get out and volunteer. It's great. And I hear people saying, you know, I work full-time, I have kids at home, I'm involved in PTA and church, and.
Madam Chair, may I interrupt for just a moment?
Yes.
And the only interruption is because this item is not on the agenda. What I would ask is that Ms. Levy perhaps submit a card for oral comment, and that we invite her to back up to speak at that time. That might be an easy fix to a Brown Act issue.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, let's just go to you just stay right there. And Ms. Babumian, let's go to the next item, and that is oral communication. So,
Yes.
Ms. Babumian, next item.
My apologies for that. At 3, we have oral comment. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Time is limited to an amount to be set by the chair. The commission may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or discussion. Staff may refer the matter to the proper department for investigation and report.
And now we have Ms.
Camille Levy.
Thank you.
Thank you. My apologies.
Good save, Lucy. At any rate, Lose a Ton in 10 is an opportunity for the community to continue to volunteer. It's an opportunity to help the greater Glendale area lose 2,000 pounds total in 2010. So here's a great opportunity for you to get out of the house, take a short walk, volunteer to help your community lose the 2,000 pounds. That will, in addition, assist Glendale Healthy Kids in providing health care to our kids, because for every pound that is lost, Glendale Adventist Medical Center will donate $1 to Glendale Healthy Kids, not 1,000 pounds, for a total of $2,000. So here's a great opportunity to be a role model. Grab your kids, take a walk, go up the stairs, volunteer, work with your community to lose a ton in 10. Thank you.
Thank you, Camille, very much. Questions? Commissioner Pillsbury?
How do people, if people who are listening want to lose a ton or lose
And be
10?
counted in that, all they have to do is go on to Glendale Adventist Medical Center's website, to the Lose a Ton in 10 little category, and register. You can register your starting weight, and then you can monthly update your weight. We're not the weight police. It's all about feeling good and being a positive role model. And there will also be a weigh-in at the Downtown Dash on March 14th.
Any other comments, questions? So we'll all be volunteering to contribute to a healthy Glendale.
You got it. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. And you'll fill out a card so we're not all arrested for violating the Brown Act. Okay. Our next speaker is Denise Miller, and she's from Glendale Adventist Medical Center as well, and she's the head of Physicians Development. Denise?
Good evening, Chair Devine, commissioners, and staff. Thank you for having me here. As you know, February is Heart Month, which is why we're all wearing red. And the Guild at Glendale Adventist Medical Center is very pleased to be joining with you, the Commission on the Status of Women, for our BR Valentine Luncheon this Friday, February 12th, 2010. It'll be taking place at Glendale Adventist Medical Center. It'll be taking place in the main auditorium. The luncheon is complimentary, and as you know, we have the best chef in Glendale, as told to us by the newspaper. So with a complimentary luncheon and the best chef, we hope to see you there. The registration and social starts at 11:30. The luncheon starts at noon. We have a lineup of great speakers that we've joined together on. Dr. Edgar Elliman, who specializes in cardiovascular disease and interventional cardiology, will be discussing the differentiating factors in heart disease for men and women. So as you can see, we will appeal to all the commissioners here this evening, as well as the larger community. We hope you join us. We're also going to have special comments and patient testimony. The patients told us we could say their names. We hope, because we've printed over 1,000 of these at this point. But we will be having Janice O'Connell, Janice McCurdy, and Bob Yusefian telling us about their experience with heart disease and how they survived it, and how their physician, they're great physicians, Dr. Elliman, Dr. Dallinger, were very much a part of that, as well as Glendale Adventist Medical Center. So we're very excited to have them come back and tell us what it's like to have that experience. Opportunity tickets will be available for purchase. There's all sorts of items that you can come and look at, and the proceeds are going to benefit a Giraffe Omnibed incubator for our neonatal intensive care unit. You can RSVP by tomorrow at glendaleadventist.com or by calling 818-409-8055. That's 818-409-8055. I do want to let you know I checked the RSVPs before I left today. We are almost at capacity, so we hope to invite the community to please join us. But if this appeals to you, by all means, please call that number tomorrow, because we are soon to be at capacity. We are well over 100 RSVPs at this time. In fact, if you want to know the real number, we're well over 125.
Fabulous.
So we're excited for that.
Great. One question I want to ask you, Denise, because this was asked of me and I just kind of stumbled over it, but can you tell our viewers how to get to the auditorium at Glendale Adventist?
Yes, I can. What you would actually do is when you pull into the parking lot, which would be the main entrance, which would be off Vallejo Drive, you would pull into that main entrance lot, park wherever you want, and then the main auditorium can be accessed from level H3 directly off the parking lot, or you can go up to the main lobby and go down one floor. It's directly across the street, well, across the hall. We're now getting so big it feels like a street, but across the hall from the cafeteria.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the commission? Well, I have to call and make my reservations. I haven't done that yet. I don't want to get blocked out of that. I hope that all of us will be there, or a majority of us can make it. It's going to be a great event. I know that since the Guild is doing it this year, it's really going to be very, very nice. So,
I have a quick comment, Chair.
Please.
Thank you. I think this is very important. Recently, I was hospitalized, and I saw things and heard things that were quite traumatic. And I think that, in fact, I urge anyone and everyone who could attend should attend. And I think I'm going to be there also, if my calendar permits it. But I expect to be there. I know that each February, I think the President declares February month as American Heart Month. And I understand that it's the #1 killer among women.
Yes, sir.
So I urge to volunteer, to support, to get any information that you can on heart disease. And obviously, I see the presentations is for interventional cardiology, so I think that's important also. And the cause, it benefits Giraffe Omnibed incubators. I think that's the incubators that keeps preterm babies in a stable environment. So I think that's very important.
Thank you, Commissioner. Chair Devine, I can tell you that in the event that you do not RSVP, I can promise you that being the chair of this commission co-sponsoring it, we will find a seat for you.
Well, thank you. The evening isn't over yet, though, so we'll...
Maybe I'll RSVP for you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you,
very much.
Commissioners. Thanks.
Thank you. Very good. The next speaker is Monica Marquez, and she is here from the League of Women Voters. Another organization that needs volunteers, correct?
Yes, thank you,
indeed.
Chair Devine and members of the Commission. I am here on behalf of an all-volunteer organization, the League of Women Voters, which was formed in 1920 when women first gained the right to vote. The League was formed in order to teach women how to exercise this valuable right, and we've been at it ever since. And this year we're celebrating our 90th anniversary. In addition, the Glendale Burbank League of Women Voters is celebrating its 70th anniversary this year. So we're having a combined celebration on Saturday, February 13th at the Los Angeles River Center and Gardens. And the luncheon is $30. When our speaker is going to be Andrea Orden, an attorney, senior counsel at Morgan Lewis, vice president of the Los Angeles Police Commission, but she's going to leave that position and become Los Angeles' first women county counsel effective February 1st, 2010. People who would like to join us at the luncheon can leave an RSVP message for us at our league phone at 818-247-2407 or visit our website at lwvglendaleburbank.org. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would they call that same number to volunteer for
Yes.
voters?
Yes. We put on candidates forums for local elections, and we do it both in Glendale and in Burbank. All the candidates are invited to our candidates forums, and we strive to be fair and dignified in the presentation of our forums. And most of the candidates say that our forum is the best presented forum, and we're very proud of that.
Indeed, you should be.
Thank you.
Monica, very much. Any other comments, questions from the commissioners? Thank you. And our next speaker is Jeff Hamilton. And Jeff is going to speak to us on the community planning for the census outreach. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair, members of the Commission. This year is also the year of the 2010 census. Every 10 years, the United States counts every person in the United States. Not every citizen, but every person in the United States. And this year, we are focusing on Glendale citizens, and we've had a city staff effort underway since February of last year to get the word out and to promote the census and promote awareness about the census. We've been working hard with the members of the public since November of last year, and we have a variety of subcommittees that have been focusing on outreach efforts to many of our potentially hard-to-count communities, like the Armenian community, like the Hispanic community. So we are working hard to get the message out that the census is coming, that it's our duty to respond, but more importantly, it's in our best interest to respond, because the census figures help to determine which cities and which communities get money from the federal government. It's used for apportioning federal dollars. It's also used for apportioning our representation in the Congress. Some of the efforts that we've produced so far include creating this. The city subcommittee created this poster, which is now going up on bus shelters throughout the city. This poster is also visible at most of our city public counters, and we've got a version of this as a flyer that we can hand out to people who would like a copy of it. We're in the process of buying advertising space in the movie theaters at the Americana. We're planning to do advertising on the local media, and the Armenian media and other media outlets to get the word out. The census this year is short. It's 10 questions. That's it. There's not going to be a long form this year like there have been in the past. The long form information, the detailed information is gathered by another method. This is all that people are going to get this year. 10 questions, roughly 10 minutes to answer it. It's coming in mid-March, and it needs to be returned hopefully by the end of March. If that doesn't happen, then there'll be a postcard sent out to residents who don't submit it. And if that doesn't generate a response, then they'll get a phone call. And if that doesn't generate a response, then there'll be somebody at the door. So in order to increase our response rate, again, we're looking for many different ways to get the word out and to reach out to communities. You'll be seeing more and more evidence of our efforts. One of the things we're thinking about doing is actually doing a community canvassing on maybe a couple of Saturdays and actually just going out to supermarkets and to parks and, and getting the word out to people. So we're eager to speak to community groups and have them tell us good ways to reach out to the people in their communities, and we would love to hear more from people. We have a website, glendalecensus.org, and there's also a Census Bureau website, 2010.census.gov/2010census. That's the federal government website. So please be aware that the census is coming. Please don't be afraid of it. It's completely private and confidential. It cannot be shared with any other the information on it cannot be shared with governmental agencies. No detailed information. But nevertheless, the information is very important for helping to plan our communities, helping to get the federal dollars come back to our communities, and getting representation to our communities. So please look for it. Don't be afraid of it, and please return it promptly. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any questions, Commissioners Pillsbury?
Just to clarify, people can expect to receive this in the mail.
Yes.
Everyone will get one at their home address.
One questionnaire very much like this with a set of instructions also.
And what should people do if they don't receive one?
If they don't receive one, they'll be able to go to locations called questionnaire assistance centers that will be in very many places throughout the city. In addition, there will be 3 of those centers here on the Civic Center campus. There'll be one downstairs in City Hall. There'll be one in the Perkins building where people pay their utility bills. And there'll be one in the MSB building where the Building and Safety Department is and where Planning Department is. Those locations, all these locations, questionnaire assistance centers, will be staffed by census personnel. So there'll be somebody there to both hand out a questionnaire and also answer questions. In addition to those, there'll be places where people can go to actually just get a copy of the questionnaire if they did not receive it or if they've misplaced it. We urge people to pay careful attention to the questionnaires that they receive in the mail, because those are in some ways more valuable because they're tied to the address that they came from, so the data that comes from that is more useful. If they go to some place to get a replacement, it'll only be tied to the zip code. So we won't be able to do analysis quite as well as if people use that form that comes to their home. But the form that comes to their home is completely confidential. It is only aggregated into ways that we can use it and make it useful. The information about a particular household will never, ever be released. That is completely confidential at that level of detail.
I think that's probably the biggest problem that you have, the hurdle that you have to overcome is the fear. Am I correct?
It seems, according to other media reports, that the biggest hurdle is simply awareness. Many people just simply don't know, especially recent immigrants, people who maybe don't speak the language, English as well. They just don't know that it's coming, and because it's a governmental effort, they may be worried about it in that sense. More so, I think, than they're worried about release of the information. So we're trying to reassure people that it's safe to answer. There's nothing. They don't even ask anymore about your income. Yeah, that was long form information. On the short form, they don't ask that. So don't be afraid of the information that they're asking. We just want to know how many people are out there. There is one important point to note. For the Armenian community, if you want to be recorded as an Armenian resident, you need to check the box that says your race is other, and then you need to write the word Armenian below that, because Armenian isn't a category that there's a little checkbox for. So that's one unique effort message we're trying to get out to the Armenian community, that there's a special way, if they want to be recorded that way, they need to answer it a very particular way.
Is this sent out in multiple languages or just in English?
That's a good question. I believe it's sent out in a few languages, English and Spanish in particular, but Armenian, for example, is not one of the census-recognized languages, so it's not going to be sent out in Armenian.
Do you have interpreters to help?
Yes, we do. We have the poster that we've got here. You'll see that there are translations in Armenian, Korean, and Spanish. We have an Armenian poster we just received today. We're going to be putting that up. We have a flyer that's entirely in Armenian that explains the process and what's going on. We're going to have newspaper interviews and other things that are going to be in Armenian media and try and get the word out that way. So
will you be going like to Armenian churches and asking for volunteers and?
there's already been one event at St. Mary's Apostolic Church. There'll be other church outreach events. There have been messages given to the pastors to use in their sermons, to brief messages so that they can let people know about the census that way. But we're trying to reach out beyond just the churches. Like I say, we're literally thinking about going to some supermarkets and just handing out flyers. We've got buttons and T-shirts on order to tell people that we're working with the census. So this last couple months here is going to be full court press trying to get the word out.
Any other comments from the commissioners?
I have a question. Do you need volunteers for that?
Absolutely, we need volunteers, especially if we're going to be going out to supermarkets and parks and the mall, like we're thinking of doing. We need dozens and dozens of volunteers. We haven't picked dates yet, but we need to start gathering names of people who'd be willing to devote 4 hours on a Saturday to put on a T-shirt and go out and hand out some flyers.
And
yes.
What number do they call? How do
Well,
they
they can
involved?
call me at 818-937-8157. They can also call the main planning department office at 818-548-2140. And I'm trying to think of anything else. They can always submit an email to me at jhamilton@ci.glendale.ca.us if they'd like to volunteer. And again, we need a lot of volunteers for this canvas that we're thinking about doing, because we really think at this point, because we're still seeing the message not really getting out, we think we're going to have to do a very detailed grassroots effort several days over the next month to try to get the word out even more.
Other comments? Well, good luck, and I hope you get all the volunteers that you need. And I have to just mention that we have to tie in the census with the Commission on the Status of Women, because in 2006 we released our commission report on women in Glendale. And the census numbers are very important. And as soon as this census is done, we will be revising that report and then publishing it and distributing it in the community. So it's really important for the women in our community to get involved and be sure that they fill out all of the form so that we can also have all the information and the data that we need.
The census is in all of our best interest. Please answer it when it comes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our final speaker tonight is Marilyn Gunnell, and she will be speaking on the YWCA Legacy Luncheon coming up.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and it's a pleasure to be here, of course. I want to talk a little bit about the YWCA Legacy Luncheon. Did all of you receive your invitations?
I did not.
Did not? And no one else is answering. I don't know if that means did or it means did not. That's yours.
I think I did.
Oh, is that now? Okay.
If one of you has that, you will help me a great deal if I could borrow it, because I forgot to bring mine. But I will return it to you. Thank you very much. The reason that I'm going to borrow it is so that I attempt to get the pronunciations correct of the winners of our awards of Hearts and Excellence. And the YWCA has been in Glendale for eons of time. They have been doing things such as synchronized swimming, Head Start programs for children, all kinds of things. But this program, the Legacy Luncheon, is to support very important programs of the Y. The breast and cervical cancer screening for women who have no funds and or, seems to be becoming synonymous, no insurance. And this is really critical because we have so much cancer. I know heart disease is the big killer, But don't think for a minute that cancer isn't running right alongside, because it is. And of course, our other big program, as most of you know, is our domestic violence program. We have a shelter which serves women and children who are coming out of disastrous circumstances. Women who are being beaten by their spouse or previously favored other. Children who are being beaten, abused sexually, abused verbally, harassed in all manners of ways, which you cannot even imagine. Some of these abusers even abuse the animals, the pets of the children. It is really horrifying. And I want to call your attention to the fact that because of the budget disaster in California, many perpetrators will be released from the prisons. Perpetrators of many crimes, including perpetrators of domestic violence. There are also men who are the victims of domestic violence, but their numbers are minuscule compared to the women. And so it's going to be extremely important for all of us to be aware of domestic violence and what is going on with it, and of the fact that many perpetrators who heretofore had been in prison for long periods of time will now be released and will be coming back into whatever community they choose to go to. And if you want to know more about that, you could call Glendale PD. Ron DePompa, our chief, and others are able to discuss these issues with you. So if you hear a woman screaming, or if you hear beatings going on, a man trying to run over a woman with his vehicle, don't be afraid to just get on there to 911, because someone is waiting for someone to help them. It's really crucial. So, the luncheon is going to be taking place on the 25th, Thursday of February, at the Glendale Hilton, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And of course, the YWCA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The cost of the ticket is $90, but $45 of it is tax deductible. For reservations, you could call me at 818-438-2433, or you could call Dr. Carol Ann Burton at 818-667-3900. There will be a wonderful luncheon. There will be silent auction items, and there will be some wonderful people that you will get to know a little bit more about. Now, I'll get my magnifying glass out here, and I will tell you any minute now who are going to be, well, and maybe I won't be telling you. You see, I am only supposed to be doing part of this presentation.
I'll help you, Marilyn, and I'll...
Well, you'll help me? That's good. I can use all the help I can get.
That, I think. Sandy Doty.
Ah, good. You've got it all right there.
Andrea Forrest Vet.
Something of that nature.
Marianne Plumley.
Of course.
Dr. Maria Richard, former commissioner on the status of women, and Karen White.
All right. Now, hopefully everyone heard that, and thank you for your help on that. So, there are people that you know and people that you don't know. In addition to that, there will be 2 young women from our high schools who will be getting the Jane O'Connor Award. And that is something very special. So, I hope that some of you will try to come. The speaker is a woman by the name of Sylvia Whitlock, and she is going to be speaking on inspirational themes. And come and join us and support the programs, and thank you very much.
Thank you. It's always a lovely luncheon, and the awardees are certainly well-deserved. Thank you. Next item.
At 4, consent items A is approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting held on January 11th, 2010.
All right. I'll ask the commissioners, do you have any changes in the minutes or adjustments? No? Do I have a motion for the approval of these minutes as they stand? Second?
I second.
Do I have consensus? Should we take a vote since we have
Yes.
some that were not
Yes,
here?
please.
Okay, please, a vote.
Commissioner Garcevanyan,
Yes.
Commissioner Pillsbury,
Yes.
Commissioner Tashjian,
Abstain?
Commissioner Walker, Chair Devine.
Yes.
Thank
Next
you.
item, please.
Under business agenda action items, 5A1 is commission on the status of Women's Master Calendar of Events 2010, and at A is a motion to provide direction regarding this calendar.
Hopefully all the commissioners have looked over the calendar. If you have any questions or changes.
And the big changes are our luncheon. Is that the big change on the calendar for May 13th?
There it is.
We added ours. We added all the themes that were approved at the last meeting, and our heart luncheon in February. And we did take off some of the health month focuses as requested as well.
Great.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the calendar as presented? Second?
Second.
And do we have consensus?
Yes.
Okay. Next item, please.
At 2 is election of commission officers, and there are 2 motions. The first is motion to elect chair for the term of February 2010 to February 2011, and at B is a motion to elect vice chair for the same term.
Okay, can you give us a report on that one, Ms. Baboumian, please?
Certainly. Every February, a new chair and vice chair are elected for the commission. The position of chair is elected first. A commissioner may be nominated by another commissioner or may nominate him or herself. And the motion to nominate an individual does not require a second. If there is only one nominee for a position, there is a yes/no vote taken. If there is more than one member that is nominated for a particular position, each nominee can give a verbal statement regarding their qualifications or interest in the position, and then at that point, we can do a roll call vote, and each commissioner would state the name of the nominated individual for whom they wish to vote. After the chair position is selected, the meeting is turned over to the newly elected chair, and this process will be repeated for election of vice chair.
Okay.
I would like to nominate Paula to continue as chair. She's been doing a great job, and I think it's good to have some continuity.
Thank you.
I'll second that nomination. I don't need to?
No,
We don't need
a
to,
second.
Good.
That's very nice, thank you. So we will need a vote, though. Are there any other nominations before we do that?
Okay.
Okay, then shall we have a vote?
At this point, we can do a yes/no vote
Okay.
for Paula Devine as chair of the commission. Commissioner Garcevanyan?
Yes.
Commissioner Pillsbury?
Yes.
Commissioner Tashjian?
Yes.
Commissioner Walker? Chair Devine?
Thank you for the vote of confidence. And for vice chair, do I have any nominations? I'd like to nominate Commissioner Pillsbury, if she will take it.
That'll be fine.
Great. Any others? Okay, none. So shall we have a vote?
Okay, this is for Commissioner Linda Pillsbury as vice chair. Commissioner Garcevanyan?
Yes.
Commissioner Pillsbury?
Yes.
Commissioner Tashjian?
Yes.
Commissioner Walker? Chair Devine?
Yes. Next item, please. Thank you very much.
At 3 is a consideration and approval of co-sponsorship of Glendale Memorial Hospital's colorectal cancer educational seminar, and at A is a motion providing direction regarding co-sponsorship of this seminar.
We work fast.
That was fast.
Yes, wow. Plate change. Can we have a report, please, on this agenda item?
Certainly, Chair Devine, members of the Commission. Glendale Memorial Hospital has asked the Commission to co-sponsor an educational seminar regarding colorectal cancer. This seminar is to be held Tuesday, March 16th, 2010 at Glendale Memorial Hospital from noon to 1 p.m. Lunch will be served at this seminar. It is provided by Glendale Memorial at no cost to those who wish to attend, and there will be a presentation about the different aspects of colorectal disease during this time. Attendees will receive gift bags and have the opportunity to win prizes at the luncheon. At this seminar, the chair of the commission will be introduced and provide a brief overview of the commission. There will be an informational table for the commission as well to distribute information about upcoming events and activities. And as a co-sponsor, the commission is being asked to provide 50 gift bags and the items that will be placed into the gift bags for those who attend. And this would consist of our promotional material that we have most commonly given out at these luncheons. This includes our pens, sanitizing spray, emery boards, and Women Vote bumper stickers, along with the information about our commission. And we are being asked to provide raffle prizes, and at this point, our go-to prize is America's Daughters books. So definitely have those on hand. And we have gift bags from a previous event, actually, with Glendale Memorial that we've ordered. So there is no outright cost to agreeing to co-sponsor this event. That's it.
Commissioners, comments, questions? This is, again, an opportunity for us to raise awareness of major health issues for women and men in our community and to create more visibility for this commission. It's a continuance of last year's sponsorships and co-sponsorships with other hospitals to bring about awareness of health issues, and I think it's a great way for us to be involved in the community and educate the women that attend these forums. So do I have a motion for the commission to co-sponsor the luncheon, seminar on colorectal cancer at Glendale Memorial Hospital? Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
That issue is passed. Next. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do we have unanimous consensus,
Do we have
or shall
unanimous?
we call roll?
Yes.
I don't think. We have unanimous consensus.
Yes.
Okay, next item, please.
At 4 is consideration and discussion of appropriations for a Commission on the Status of Women promotional items. And at A is a motion providing direction regarding these promotional items.
Report, please.
Certainly, Chair Devine, members of the Commission, in May 2008, the Commission on the Status of Women had authorized staff to purchase promotional items for the Commission that included Women Vote bumper stickers, pens, emery boards, and hand sanitizer sprays with the Commission's information printed on them. And along with that, there is some anti-violence information printed on some of the materials. Currently, the Commission has low quantities of 2 of the 4 items, which are emery boards and hand sanitizer sprays. Staff respectfully recommends that the Commission on the Status of Women allocate an amount not to exceed $3,000 to reorder the Commission's promotional items should the Commission wish to replenish these items.
Questions? Of the 3, I have a question. The $3,000, that's to purchase, what's the quantity? That's lasted us for 2 years, hasn't the last purchase?
I imagine it has. I believe it has lasted us. The quantities that we would be reordering with that amount would be 3,000 of each.
Of each?
Of each of the emery boards and the hand sanitizer sprays. I have a breakdown of the costs.
That's okay. All right. Have you investigated other items that we might look into besides the emery boards, or are we pretty much satisfied with those?
I'd go for something else other than emery boards.
Yeah. What I'd like, I think, to do is to have a motion from the commission to give Ms. Baboumian, our staff administrator, the latitude to order promotional items not to exceed $3,000 and to maybe further investigate a different item that we can add to our...
Instead of the
Emory boards, or you may find something that you like better than that, and if not, we can go that direction. But at least it will give you the latitude to investigate and see if there's something that might be appealing as well.
Like pepper spray?
Would the commission wish to keep the hand sanitizer sprays?
Yes, those are terrific, and I think everybody really enjoys those, and they're a good thing to have. Absolutely. So do I have a motion to that effect, or?
I'll move.
So move. Second?
Second.
And we have unanimous consensus? Yes. Next item, please.
At 5, we have consideration and discussion of the 2010 Jewels of Glendale event budget proposal. And at A is a motion providing direction regarding Jewels of Glendale event proposed budget.
And a brief report, please, Ms. Verboomian, on this one.
Sure. Chair Devine, members of the Commission, pursuant to standing direction from the Commission on the Status of Women, planning for the 2010 6th Annual Jewels of Glendale is underway. The event will be held on Thursday, May 13th, 2010, from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Glendale. Currently, we are accepting nominations for the 2010 Jewel of Glendale Women of Courage Award, in addition to the Gem of Glendale Scholarship Award. And those are open until Tuesday, February 16th at 5 p.m. Those interested in nominations can go to our website, www.ci.glendale.ca.us/women. They can contact me at 818-548-4844. In addition to this, we are going to keep with our Year of the Volunteer theme and have interested local nonprofit organizations have the opportunity to have informational tables set up outside of the event, just right outside the door, and so they will be able to promote volunteer opportunities, and this will allow the community to learn more about not only our theme, but help these organizations get staffing they need. And in previous years, the Commission has had speakers at the Jewels event, but this year, we would like for the focus of the event to be on the Jewels Award winners and have them as the speakers. The budget for the Jewels of Glendale event, which is in Exhibit 1 of the report, is $11,250. This is given that there are 250 attendees. This is an average number of attendees from previous events. The cost will increase as the number of attendees increases. Also in the exhibit, you will note that we can acquire decorations as in-kind donations for advertisements in the program. And silent auction items can most likely be donated in order to maximize the funds raised by the Commission. There is a miscellaneous amount of $1,500 budgeted, and this is in case that the Commission is not able to secure in-kind donations for any particular item on that list. Commission will be able to save a considerable amount of money this year in regards to graphics, and this is because the graphics department has joined the management services department under which the Commission is housed, and this internalizes the costs. Further costs can be saved by utilizing experienced city staff to take photos at the event at no cost to the Commission. All net profits from the event benefit the programs of the Commission, including but not limited to Camp Rosie, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, 31 Days of DVAM, Hands and Words Are Not for Hurting campaign, in addition to many others. For this event, the sponsorship levels remained relatively similar to those of last year. The Commission did, however, make a conscious decision to reduce the price of individual tickets to $60 each in order to make it more accessible to those who want to attend. And in order to raise money for the various programs, you see that there are the revenues listed there as possible ways to raise money. We would ask that each member actively secure sponsorships for the event in collaboration with Chair Devine and the chair of the event, Commissioner Pillsbury, Vice Chair Pillsbury. And it is also recommended that each commissioner be responsible for the sale or purchase of 10 tickets for the event.
Thank you. I'd like to give Commissioner Vice Chair Pillsbury an opportunity to speak on the event because she is the chair.
So, first of all, for people out there watching, we want you to come. We want this to be a community event that as many people from the community come. If you're part of an organization that needs volunteers, you or your organization can contact Ms. Baboumian about having space in front to promote your organization and promote your volunteer opportunities. So we want you all to come. In terms of our fellow commissioners, we need help selling tickets, getting sponsorship, selling ads, and getting the silent auction prizes. This year we're going to do something different with the silent auction. Instead of them being stuff that people in essence buy, we are looking for event kinds of silent auctions. For example, going on the set of some TV show and getting to meet the stars. Meeting with the firemen and getting a tour of the fire station and getting to climb on the fire truck for your kids or your grandkids. So if anybody has such event type things that they would like to donate, let us know. But we are going to be relying on all of us to be busy and put this all together. So that's where we stand now.
And now that we have all five of us, we can get started, really, hit the ground running. Do I have any comments from any of the commissioners on this? I think it's going to be fun this year because we're at a new venue at the Embassy Suites, and that's it's great, it's beautiful, and I look forward to that. I have a question for Commissioner Peck. Have you heard anything on your campus at Glendale High School about this GEM Award?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so can we ask you, please, as one of your first official acts as a commissioner, to take the word to Glendale High School about this award, that it is a $1,000 scholarship, and this goes for everyone out there. If you know of a teenage student, that girl or boy that is doing outstanding volunteer work in the community, we are this year giving this GEM Award, and we have the applications at the ready. You can contact Ms. Baboumian. We should make sure that you, Ms. Peck, that you get hard copies to take to campus, to your counselors, and spread the word about this scholarship. Okay, it is our first one, and we want to make sure that it goes to a well-deserving teenager. And Commissioner Donnelly, and anything you can do in that respect. I know you're at the college, so you're past the high school age, but perhaps you can return to your high school campus and make sure that they know about this scholarship as well. We would certainly appreciate any help that you can give. Okay, so those of you out there, if you know a young woman that is doing outstanding volunteer work in this community, please be sure that you go to our website or boys, and go to our website and get the applications. So if we have no other discussion, Mr. Pillsbury?
And the applications for both the Women of Courage Award and the GEM Awards are due next Tuesday, the 16th of February at 5 o'clock. The applications have to come here to this office. They need to be stamped in. Would you like to be more specific so people know where to take the application?
They can mail it in to City Hall. Our office is 613 East Broadway, Suite 200, Glendale, California, 91206. They can also email the application as long as it's in by 5 o'clock. That will be noted. And the email is women@ci.glendale.ca.us. They can also be faxed in to 818-547-6740.
And as far as the budget is concerned, that is do we need a motion to accept this budget? I think it's fabulous that the graphics and the invitations and photos will be all done by the City of Glendale, but we also have other responsibilities. So do we need a motion to accept the budget as provided in this item? Do I have a motion to that effect?
I move that we accept the budget prepared by staff.
I'll second it.
Second. Do we have unanimous consensus? Yes. Okay, next item.
Thank you. At 5B, this is a report provided for your information. It's an update of the 2010 Glendale Unified School District Yellow Ribbon Week Hands and Words project. For the past 5 years, the Commission has partnered with the Glendale Unified School District to bring the Hands and Words Are Not for Hurting project program into the district's curriculum. At the December 2009 regular meeting, the Commission allocated $3,500 for the Hands and Words project materials to go to the GUSD for the implementation as part of the curriculum of the Yellow Ribbon Week anti-violence activities in January. Of that allocated amount, $3,137.75 was spent, and this amount was spent on stickers, pins, and informational brochures that were distributed to all the schools. In addition, the banners that were ordered and used last year were also used again, and those will be continued to be used. And the brochures, I am aware that the schools did make copies, so they will be able to replenish their stock of brochures throughout the year as necessary. And like I mentioned, all 29 schools in the district did voluntarily participate. This does include 20 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 5 high schools.
Very good. For the commissioners that are new, I hope that you will familiarize yourself with this program. It's fabulous, and hopefully, if you have children in our system, they have experienced this Hands and Words program. I think the important thing is that they are taught not to use violence, not to tolerate any form of abuse from others, ask for help, not to hurt themselves with words or actions, and to develop healthy relationships based on respect and equality. And I think those are all wonderful lessons that they learn. And I thank all of the teachers and the administrators in the Glendale Unified School District for allowing this program to be taught in the schools. I think it's invaluable. And I'm very pleased to hear that they've even taken the step to copy the material so that the cost is kind of lowered, and that's terrific. This is money well spent, and I think the Commission should be really proud of this 5-year program. Thank you. Okay, next question. Commissioner Pillsbury.
Do either of our ex officios have any direct experience with this program? I'd like to hear about it if you participated in it at school, either this year or last year.
For our school, every year we have a really big school. It's like 3,000 kids, so we don't really make too much of a big deal out of it, I guess, but we have a booth and everyone signs their name that they won't participate in any violence, and we give them like a little candy and a yellow balloon, so that's pretty much our Yellow Ribbon Week.
Good. Commissioner Donnellian?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I went to a private high school in Burbank, so we weren't too much associated with the Glendale. But I'm sure it could be expanded and people could be aware of it.
Okay, next item, please.
At 6, we have Commission and staff comments.
Okay, we'll go around the dais and see if and the commissioners have any comments. Commissioner Donnellian, we'll start with you tonight since you're on the far right.
Well, it was my first time here, so I think it was just a good start, and I hope for the next meeting I'll take on issues. So, thank you.
Good. Commissioner Garzavanian?
I want to congratulate these 2 young ladies that are going to join us today and for next year.
Commissioner Pillsbury?
I also wanted to welcome the students. It's great to have the energy and to welcome our other new commissioner who's back from being ill. And I want to invite you all to get your ticket for the Jewels of Glendale.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have to get your name right.
Tashjian.
Tashjian. Sorry.
Again, I'm very happy to be here. I also congratulate the new members, and I hope that in the near future I could be able to get more involved in the commission and participate in the community as much as possible. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Peck.
I also want to thank all of you for helping me feel so welcome, and I hope to also take on a lot of issues and help out in the community more.
Staff?
I'd like to echo and welcome the new student commissioners and our sort of new commissioner, Ashton. Welcome. And I would just like to give out the RSVP number for the Glendale Memorial Luncheon. I know it's a little bit ways away, but since we are participating, that is 818-502-2378 to RSVP for Tuesday, March 16th for the colorectal lunch.
You. I would also like to welcome the new commission ex officios and Commissioner Tashjian. And I want to thank Commissioner Garsavanian and Commissioner Walker, who isn't here tonight, and former ex officio Talar Malakian for choosing these two young ladies. Thank you for giving your time and effort to. It looks like they'll do a great job. I want to announce two upcoming events. One is 2 weeks from tomorrow, and it is also at Glendale Memorial Hospital, February 23rd, from noon until 1 o'clock. They're hosting a luncheon program featuring Dr. Douglas Weber, and this one is on advanced directives. Documents which specify what kind of medical care you want if you are too ill or too hurt to make the decision yourself. And this, the Terry Schiavo case stands out in all of our minds. So this would be an important document for all of us to have, especially for family and friends. If you'd like to go, the reservations are the same as the other. The telephone number would be 818-502-2378. Again, it's a complimentary lunch and program on advanced directives. Also, the 47th Annual Mayor's Prayer Breakfast is coming up on Thursday, March 11th. It will be held at the Glendale Civic Auditorium. The guest speaker is former Dodger Ron Say. He was the third baseman back when Steve Garvey played, and Dave Lopez, and all the ones of the Dodgers that I remember. Tickets are $20. It is a breakfast, so it's really early in the morning. If you'd like to make a reservation, call 818-437-7960. I hope, I wish to say to all of you that are watching that I hope in some way that the Commission this year focusing on volunteerism can in some way motivate you or provide you with information so that you can start to volunteer in our community. It is so important to so many people to keep volunteerism alive. And in closing, I'd like to quote Gandhi, who said, "To find yourself, lose yourself in the service of others." And with that, I'd like to have a motion for adjournment.
Adjourn.
Second. This meeting is adjourned at 7:45 p.m. Thank you.